Good evening and salutations, my BNP fans. So it seems like Eric's condition is getting worse. And there's a point where his hands start shaking and stuff, and Luna is asking him to sign some papers by Carter. And, he didn't want to really sit there and I guess show like his hand was acting up or whatever. So he spoke to her in a very unprofessional way. He got an attitude. He was like, "I'm Eric Foster. I don't have to sit there and sign anything. My name is pretty much on a building or whatever," and just kind of stormed off, right? And RJ was like, "Listen, I want to apologize for that." And he tells her straight up, like, "Yo, listen, my granddad's actually has some issues." And he feels that it's even more than just the tremors or the arthritis or whatever Erica Smith is saying it is. He feels like there's a lot more to it, and he confides in her. And he tells her, I'm really stuck in the middle because I want to be loyal to my granddaddy. I give him a promise, but my dad would understand. He would even sit there and step back. He would let him have his office or whatever. And I'm just like, I still find that to be pretty messed up that everyone just kind of hangs out there. Like, he practically built that building from the ground up with his wife, and that's how y'all choosing to sit there and treat his office? So, but he's like, listen, my dad would sit there and step back. But, he made a promise. And Donna also is not there trying to keep him to that promise, which is, listen, I love the loyalty. Okay? I love the loyalty, the quote unquote ride or die. But, it only goes so far. And it's, when it gets detrimental to one person's house, that's where it's like, listen, I'm with you to the end, but your time ain't now. So I may need to sit there and kind of do something that's going to be in your best interest. And Donna's just not there yet. And, Donna and Katie are talking, and, Donna says something like, his collection is his life depends on it. I'm just like, whoa. Like Katie's like, I get it, but like his life depends on it. That's a little kind of cryptic right there. Eric comes home. His hand is obviously shaking, and they talk for a little bit. But Donna's like, well, my husband's home, so it's in the afternoon. You got some time. You might want to sit there and just kind of leave the room. She didn't say that, but she pretty much kind of made it clear, like I'm gonna spend some time with him. And when she leaves, Eric is, he's shaken up about the whole thing. He's shaken about what happened at the office. RJ saw that his hand was shaking. I'm pretty sure Luna probably saw a little bit too when he was trying to sign the paper or whatever. And he felt bad. He didn't, he's snapping at her and stuff like that. And he realizes that it's getting a lot worse. And it's much more harder to sit there and cover. So towards the end of the episode, the doctor, he called the doctor. The doctor came in. He's like, "What's going on with me?" And the doctor just has this look on his face. And I mean, I know it's a TV show and stuff like that, but it's like, it's one of those things where if you've ever been in a situation and the doctor just has a look on his face, it's just like you feel like your heart it's literally just dropped to your stomach. Like it's literally just landed on your intestines. I know it sounds gross, but that's literally how it feels. Um, I can, and it's weird because somebody was like, he signed a contract into like next year or something like that. I'm like, I don't know about this diagnosis. I don't know. And granted, at this point, it was just a rumor. Somebody was telling me, but I don't know. It ain't good. I'll tell you that much. It's not good. I saw the shade that Brooker Smith did. I saw the shade that Brooker Smith did giving Taylor when, Taylor was like, I came back and you were here. He was like, yeah, no, I left with Ridge, my husband, or something to that effect, and literally threw it in her face. And Taylor was like, well, she just had that look like, and she said something to the effects of, was that really necessary that, you just had to throw Ridge in my face? And she was like, no, it was just, I had plans. And, you know, I mean, I don't really want to sit there and argue and stuff like that. And I don't want to argue about Ridge, and I don't want to argue about our children and stuff, but we can both agree that, we don't want those two being together and stuff. And I'm just like, Brooke, I get the history that Thomas has with Hope, but she's a grown woman, okay? I just, parents like that could just be the absolute worst when they want to sit there and micromanage your life when you're at an age that you can sit there and have kids. I know they always sit there and say, she's always going to be your baby, but it's like your baby can technically have babies at this point. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? Come on. I'm like, at some point you gotta sit there and let this go. And also you gotta sit there and stop blaming Thomas for this. This is not on Thomas, this is on Hope. But Brooke is the type of parent that will sit there and even if the child is like a bully and stuff like that, they'll find a way to sit there and blame some of the other kids. This is my issue that I had with Nina on General Hospital. Charlotte's sitting there bullying Aiden, but Nina's just like, well, people are just, getting upset because she's a strong woman. And I'm just like, that was a point where I just I couldn't stand her. I don't like to sit there and say the word hate because I feel like there's such a very strong and negative feeling, and it's reserved for people like, I don't know, Hitler, or racism, But she's that type of person. It's like it doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. Hope is clearly not that bad. She's clearly not really that in the wrong, and I just don't understand why she can talk that way about Thomas. And Rich can be in the room and he'll say something, but he won't really sit there and check her, right? He won't really check her like he should be sitting there checking her to defending his daughter. His son. But obviously, that Luna's gonna sit there. It's every word that came out with, oh, you're so sweet, you're so concerned, you're so this, you're so that, and it's like, lady, all right, we get it. You like RJ. We all get it. It did start to get kind of obnoxious after a while. I was like, okay, yeah, all right, lady, we get it. I feel like that's about it. I feel like there might be more, but I feel like that's pretty much about it. If I missed anything, you know what to do. Write it down in the comment section below. Also, if I missed anything, we'll sit there and talk about it tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, we'll sit there and talk about all the shows, YNR, G8. Let's try this again. We'll talk about all the 3 shows that wound up happening today, and that is B&B, YNR, and Days of Our Lives, because for some odd reason, they decided to sit there and put on baseball. Randomly for 2 days, because that just made sense to them. Yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.